Want to know about the medical doctor's pharmaceutical empire? Luther used data retrieval to identify Sean's trading partner, the boss behind the pharmaceutical company. The doctor had already noticed the boss scheme. In order to save the world, Ethan had Naya do a little pickpocketing and snatch the storage card from Sean's pocket, using a quick betting excuse to pass it on to Ethan waiting nearby. Ethan sent Luther the video from the storage card, showing the colleague's disease, suffering, and tragic end yikes. Witnessing the chaos of the virus, Ethan was anxious and promised to quickly save Naya from this crisis. John, noticing Naya's sneaky demeanor, dashed like a panther. Ethan handed the card back and fled. After returning to Sean, Naya slipped the card back, unaware Sean was already suspicious. The storage card moved from left to right pocket, causing a stir. That night, Ethan arrived at Naya's, exciting her like Christmas morning. Naya thought Ethan was to rescue her, but he said, "Not yet. Keep spying." She had to keep Sean busy, and even though Naya was reluctant, she had no choice but to agree. After she left, Ethan ripped off his disguise, and it was none other than Sean underneath. Truth was unveiled. Naya was scheming against Sean for Ethan. Sean felt a surge of mixed emotions, as if wearing a green hat, and the real Ethan tracked the pharmaceutical boss. Using wit and strength, he incapacitated her in the car and took her to a medical center. He feared the boss was infected with chimera and pretended to be a deceased doctor for interrogation. Terrified, the boss started spilling the beans. As Ethan guessed, release virus first, then sell antidotes at high prices. Now the boss lacks antidote, so he's eager to buy from Sean. After understanding the virus and Sean's intentions, Ethan pretended to release the boss. When the boss woke up, he found himself unharmed, thinking he had just experienced a killer dream. Honestly, how gullible can he be? In the earlier tests, Ethan knew Sean only had the antidote. The actual virus still lay hidden. So, the top priority was to infiltrate the pharmaceutical plant and destroy all chimera viruses, making Sean's antidote worthless. But right now, there's an impossible task. The virus stock is stored on the 42nd floor of the pharmaceutical building, which is heavily guarded. After a thorough analysis, Luther discovered that the roof structure of the pharmaceutical building was movable. He decided to hack into the system to control exceeding the time limit triggers alarms instantly. The team acts as soon as the plan is set. Billy flies the helicopter to drop Ethan at a designated aerial location of the building. Luther monitored from a nearby vehicle, laser-focused. Ethan took the plunge with just a rope. The plan appeared to be absolutely flawless, yet Ethan still ultimately underestimated the extent of Sean's familiarity with him. After all, Sean was also a highly experienced agent who frequently impersonated Ethan. Sean anticipated Ethan's move and led his henchmen to charge. At this moment, Ethan seemed to be waiting for the music. It felt like the showdown in the building was about to commence, and Ethan tried to keep cool, thinking, "This is just another game, right?" The time was ticking. Ethan knew that if he couldn't get out of this building, he might never see Naya again. Just then, Sean burst in, his eyes cold and fierce, staring straight at Ethan. In less than a second, Sean seemed to read the situation perfectly, and Ethan, lost in thought, felt a pang of anxiety, not knowing how to proceed. Unbelievable. "Sean!" Ethan exclaimed helplessly, thinking only crazy could describe his current state. In this high-stakes moment, Sean was acutely aware that he had to swiftly come up with a plan. "I'll handle this, you won't escape," John said with determination, as if he had made up his mind. "This is my game, and I certainly won't let you win easily." Everything seemed impossible, but Sean knew better. If the virus leaked, the consequences would be catastrophic. "I am determined to halt your insane schemes." Sean's threat instantly caused tension to grip the entire venue. In an exceptionally tense and stressful standoff, confronted with Sean's unquestionable orders, Naya found herself deeply caught in a dilemma. At this very moment, she realized that if she failed to act decisively, there would surely be no return and her future would be lost. "I'll survive, as long as I can start over." Naya seemed to find courage to face the challenge, and Ethan was ready to counterattack, driven by his instincts of survival. Following an intense and thrilling battle of wits, Ethan suddenly had a flash of inspiration, and immediately afterwards, the bomb exploded, causing the entire scene to descend into a state of extreme chaos. Seizing the opportunity, he saved Naya and made a run for it, only to find Sean was already laying siege. Security flooded in, and Ethan and Naya tried to break free. Naya insisted she wouldn't hold Ethan back and begged him to end it for her. Of course, Ethan couldn't bring himself to do it. He promised he would return within 20 hours with the antidote to save her. He then triggered an explosion on the wall and managed to escape without a hitch. The next day, Ethan infiltrated the pharmaceutical factory, while Sean made a deal with the pharmaceutical boss. All viral samples were wiped out, giving Sean full. And of course, Sean's successful deal was unimaginable. He was reveling in the spoils. So, with Luther and Billy's help, Ethan went solo to the deal site and blew up the door, executing a surprise attack. When he saw Sean, his rival, he was furious, and immediately ordered his men to take care of Ethan. However, Sean exhibited extreme cunning and coerced the pharmaceutical boss with threats and inducements to expedite the transfer process, thereby rendering the entire situation increasingly intricate and complicated. "Are you absolutely certain that you want me to undertake this task?" Sean inquired, with a hint of slyness in his tone, as if seeking amusement from the other person's reaction. Soon, good news came from outside. Ethan had been captured and was being delivered to Sean all tied up. Seeing Ethan in such a pathetic state, Sean was elated, humiliating and tormenting him relentlessly, before finally shooting him dead in front of everyone. A quarter go copyright I circumflex cyrillic letter 4b5 a umlaut letter 1b6 micro I pan sign enter the letter g1 u umlaut paragraph Tibetan symbol fab2 e circumflex a umlaut u cutes equal of letter 763